Byrne right next to the doghouse.
30 board is sideways. We're almost set to go. And the 125 East main event is underway on the inside. A great jump. Riders going down.
Oh.
Huge pile up.
Taking out a bunch of riders in the first corner. That's Josh Summey. You can see number 267, but there's Byrne again. And Jesseman is out in front.
Well, that was amazing. Steve Boniface, number 55, will be credited with our SXGP.com hole shot. But there were several riders who went to that corner so hot, David.
Sellards just tripled his way through that rhythm section, gets up into second. No, I thought he had second. Look at this. There's just no room for any bit. Everyone just scattered. Byrne right in the center of the picture, number 32, looking up ahead of the track going, man, I wish I was up there. He's going to have to come from behind again like he did in his heat race.
Jesseman out of Palm Bell, Pennsylvania, on board the Suzuki, American Suzuki Motor Corp, and we got more action coming.
Mike Brown doing a little block passing of his own to get around Tedesco. And I think Tedesco realizes, all right, that's the way it's going to be. Now he's got his teammate right in front of him, and nobody can do anything with Kelly Smith.
And meanwhile, Branden Jesseman, as you pointed out, David, is checked out. He's got about almost a 100-yard lead.
Sellards almost high-sided off the back of Smith. Look at this jam up right here.
A lot of Yamahas in there. Mike Brown trying to get in the action. He's coming into the corners very hot, just cannot find an answer.
Oh,
rider
no.
down.
Oh, how unfortunate. It's Tedesco just going, oh, come on. It looked like Kelly Smith, or Sellards rather, he dove to the inside of Kelly Smith and clipped one of those tough blocks.
Here he comes. Brock Sellards trying to make a run on the inside. Will he get the line? Kelly Smith has to shut it down for just a second, and this time Sellards gets it. 6 laps to go, and you're very close. It's an 11-second lead right now on Brock Sellards, currently in second. Look at this, Brown getting together. That had shades of Bank One Ballpark and Travis Preston on the 125 West as they came across that finish line.
He met his match there. Brown just went around the outside and just rode right around the outside, just tucked it in. And I think Kelly understands what Mike Brown, where he's coming from with his strength and desire. He's like, I better just back down this time and let him have it. Well, Byrne's really going to have to be spectacular through this. Look at this whoop section. Oh,
look at that. Passed him so fast.
That was a huge commitment. He just dove in there 5 miles an hour faster than Brown.
As Branden Jesseman has just run away with this one, his lead going upwards of 15 seconds. And it's tough to catch a man as talented as Branden Jesseman when he's got that kind of lead. The checkered flag comes out. Your winner in the 125 East main event, Branden Jesseman on the Team Sobe Suzuki out of Pennsylvania. Congratulations to Branden, his technician James Coy, for coming out here and certainly making a statement, David. You hate to use that term, but with several stops still to go on the East Circuit before we get to the East-West shootout.
Well, when he clipped that tough block by accident, it went out in front of his teammate Tedesco and took him out. So I look for Tedesco and Byrne to be a lot tougher here tonight.
30 board is side. Who's willing to find out who gets the SXGP.com hole shot as they race that fourth corner wide open.
Boy, it looked like Byrne had it. He got sandwiched. And Kelly Smith again.
Kelly Smith out in front, picking up the SXGP.com hole shot cash.
But Sellards is able to get around. And if those guys have a tough time getting around Smith this week, like last week, Sellards could be gone. Not sure who jumped over, but somebody jumped into the corner and clipped Michael Byrne. And he is now at the back of the pack again.
As we look at it one more time, Michael Byrne having his problem.
Keep your eye on the inside of this corner. That was Matthew Laylaws jumping into the corner. Great timing, but cut it a little too close with Byrne there. He can't really fault Laylaws for jumping in there, making the pass, but Byrne didn't expect it. Flipped the front end, he went down, and we know he can come from the back, but catching the leaders and being on the podium again, man, he's going to get tired of having to pass as many guys to make that happen. Brown checking over his shoulder going, man, there's the race right there. Brown and then Tedesco and then Jesseman, man, that's a lot of talent right there trying to move to the front.
I think before it's all said and done, we're going to see a shift between 2 through 6. We got a lot of great riders in there. Tedesco now making a run on the outside. He's going to get pinned high.
He almost lost his front end and went down. Look at the mechanics. Brown going in there.
Laylaws trying to get past Brown. He'll have nothing to do with that. So now Brown moves into 4th place as he starts working on Vallejo minus the sombrero.
The intensity of this group we're looking at is incredible, but the aggressiveness, you got to give that to Brown right now. I mean, he's just slicing his way through these guys.
Just can't get around Boniface.
Yeah, he's got him here. Boniface knows it too. I had to just lay up right there. So Brown, nice move, but behind, look at that battle. Laylaw's leading it. He's got pressure from Tedesco though.
Here comes Tedesco. He'll pick up another spot. So Tedesco goes in the 4th. Brown is in 2nd. And Ivan Tedesco, such an aggressive rider, but that's what you have to be. Originally from Albuquerque, New Mexico, now living in Lake Elsinore, California on the Team Boost Mobile Yamaha Troy Racing ride. The YZ125, the 21-year-old's got it hooking up.
Okay, he's right behind Boniface. Looks like he might have clipped him. Yeah, he did. I can't even look at that.
He got hit not once, twice, but 3 times. So Ivan Tedesco in a position to pounce, and he gets pounced upon. We hope he's okay. He's up right now, standing up. Now he's sitting on a tough block. We'll keep an eye on that and find out if he's okay. Meanwhile, Brock Sellards under yellow flag continues to lead, and that was shaping up to be a great race. Unfortunately, with Tedesco going down, the 2 other riders behind him also were held up.
Yeah, that was Laylaw's got held up. So now Jesseman, who was actually getting dropped by that pack. That was a little stroke of luck for him to be able to sneak back up in there. He's on the podium right now if they finish this way. I don't see that he's going to be able to catch the 2 leaders. He's riding strong, but he's pretty much just riding the same pace right now. And Brown is just, he's got a sight set on Sellards out front.
Yeah.
I don't know if Tedesco, Jesseman rather, is going to be able to reel those guys in. Look at the gap though. Jesseman right there, all the Suzuki guys out there going, get up there. You got him. If he can get 2nd here, then he and Sellards will have split. First and second. It'll be a tie for the lead. But Brock's a great kid, man. I'm glad to see him get this.
And the checkered flag is out for Brock Sellards. Like General Lee, he has conquered the South. Brock Sellards reigns supreme in the Georgia Dome on the 125 East Flag.com www. That's the website. Listening live. Eric Vallejo is carrying the helmet cam. And we are off and racing in Indianapolis 125 East main action.
Looks like Brown had a great reaction, but he got closed off, and it's Kelly Smith again.
Someone needs to set up a Kelly Smith School of Stark because he is absolutely putting on a show, but not for long. Number 18, Brock Sellards says, I'm going to check out as quick as possible and claim yet another victory.
Make sure he just jumps everything clean. And when he looks back over his shoulder, you know, he's able to keep the gap. And it's because you got all this bumping going on back there. These guys are just slowing each other up, letting Sellards get away. It's an easy race for him, and he's probably just blown away at how simple it is. Believe me, if he's back here where these guys are, man, it's war.
Well, I think Branden Jesseman and Mike Brown right now are the most frustrated because they're trying to work their way to the pack, and they can't even see Sellards. He's already going down the other side, so they know he's long gone. Now it's time to salvage the podium position. Well, Branden Jesseman continues to battle. Remember, he won our first 125 East event up in Minneapolis last week at event number 2. We got another pass. Jesseman gets it done.
He got him, so now he's up into 3rd. Jesseman doing what he needs to do. He's losing some points on Sellards, but he's starting to limit that just a bit. If he was to finish right here, he'd only lose 5 points. You know, the title's slipping away. And he's good enough. You know, he should be able to get around these 2 guys, but just riding tight or not coming together, just something's not working like it ought to be.
Metcalf on board the KTM out of South Australia, and right now Shea Bentley trying to get a good run on him. Metcalf on the inside. Bentley, oh, what a turn!
Nice. Yeah, Shea Bentley thought he had it. He gets him back.
I'll tell you what, Metcalf did a great job of reeling him in, and Bentley thinking he had it. He comes back, gets him in. Look at this, Metcalf trying to close on the inside line. Doesn't have the juice to get it done. Bentley slides in front.
Just out in front of these guys. It's Jesseman inching up slightly on Brock Sellards. Sellards keeping his composure, but...
And Mike Brown gets the pass. So Mike Brown has now moved in to 4th position.
Jesseman's got the inside. Doesn't decide to go for it. He's playing it smart. They're way ahead of 3rd. He can take his time. Comes up short of the triple there. Whoa! The track is getting really tricky, Todd. It's rust everywhere, and this is the part of the race where you start to get really, obviously very nervous, but a little bit tired. That's where those mistakes start to really cost you. It may not be as nice this time. Well, Sellards
hung up on that last one.
But he cannot afford to be calm and cool and think, oh, I got this guy. Caught him. He's making a mistake. So Sellards will fight.
Look at that. Jesseman picks a great line there, but doesn't have the power coming out of the corner. Sellards goes inside. Jesseman comes right back. So Jesseman set that one up about a half a lap ahead, it looks like. And this time makes it 6. So there are the men that go 1 and 2 in the 125 East with 4 laps remaining, trying to get back on top of the sport. A great rider. And he's got Mike Brown. We talked about Mike Brown earlier in the evening about you go into a corner and Mike Brown's with you, you better know it. Look at that.
A little example of that. Now Shea's like, well, I better get out of the way. You can't fight with Brown from the outside. Here it is again, front end washed out. Oh, that's just one of those ones where you're like, man, what the heck was I thinking right there? I know better than that. But concentrating at this pace with so much on the line, man, until you've been out there, it's so hard to imagine in the 3rd round. So he's in control. He's about to take a checkered flag and a commanding lead in the series. That might have been a deadly blow for Sellards.
Branden Jesseman on board the Suzuki is your winner. Picks up his 2nd victory of this young 125 East season. Mike Brown will get a 2nd place finish. And what a great conclusion as Shea Bentley comes in. Shea Bentley back on the podium.
Different guy. Great ride.
But a great victory for Branden Jesseman. Didn't get a great start, was 4 or 5 positions back. Battled his way through, kept his focus the whole way, David, and he was rewarded.
Jesseman, Brown, and Sellards side by side on the far side of the gate. A little bit of a sprinkle coming down out there right now. And there are the 3 men, 3:18 and 26. Top 3 in points, and they're all going to be right next to one another going down into turn number 1.
Now, if you look, you can see Jesseman's forks working up and down. He's chosen not to lock down his forks because he wants a little more traction towards that rear wheel. So let's see if it works for him.
Off they go. The gate is down. The hole shot comes from 4 on the right side of the field, but out through the middle, it is one of the Yamahas, and it is Brock Sellards with the hole shot, and 3 riders clear of the field out in front. Curry actually with the hole shot, number 45.
And Branden Jesseman with a bad start, but works his way through the inside. But now we're looking at Shea Bentley, I think, pretty sure with the hole shot. He's running strong. He's a past Supercross champion, so watch Shea Bentley out in front on that Suzuki.
Well, Curry got the hole shot into turn number 1. He slipped back into 3rd spot. Sellards was 4th off the line, but now you're looking at the leaders, and Jesseman is right there. He had a very bad start. He was out 8th off the line across the finish line for the first time.
Richard Carmichael was talking about how it's one line, but now you can see the riders getting side by side.
Challenge for the lead, and we are up front here taking a look at
Metcalf. He gets a lead, he gets a run on Shea Bentley, and out to the front. We talked earlier about how strong the KTMs are. Their motor has always been their strong spot. If there is an Achilles heel on them, they don't have a linkage in the back suspension. They're working on that for next year, but motor is very, very strong on that 125 KTM.
Comes Mike Brown through the whoops. Up next to the primal section of the racetrack, pulls alongside, takes over the number 2 spot. Shea Bentley, can he hold it?
Runs it on the outside, but then Shea Bentley runs right around the outside on the next corner, which typically you don't see, but there goes Brown. Running, keeping his momentum up and keeping that power. But Bentley, a small guy, and that Suzuki is very, very strong. He gets back out in front of him.
What a fight. Brett Metcalf coming under pressure right now with this great battle for 2nd position. Shea Bentley holding on to it, but look through the whoops goes Mike Brown. Into the turn, bogs it down a little bit, but still holds on to the number 2 spot. Mike Brown gaining on the leader, Brett Metcalf, 2.3 seconds at the finish line. Last time by, it's half that right now, and you can see Mike Brown coming on him really hard here, as Metcalf is still trying to hold on to the lead and doing it well.
And just out of our picture, Branden Jesseman has got by Shea Bentley, and now he's working on those 2 riders. So the race that we've been looking at all day long is going to be Brown and also Jesseman, but Metcalf doing a very, very good job. Oh, when he goes down very hard.
Oh, and
also, Brown gets stuck. This is a gift for Jesseman, but Brown was able to get away. It's good to see Metcalf get off. That was a very hard crash. Stopper, take another look. He drops the front wheel. Down he goes, and luckily he gets away from the bike, and the bike doesn't hit him. But Mike Brown gets stuck on top of him. But fortunately for Mike, he keeps it rolling. Jesseman keeps his head, and there's Shea Bentley. So a big gift for those guys, and very good to see Metcalf get back up.
Mike Brown, your new leader, finished second here in the 125, both in 2001 and in 2002, looking to improve on that position by a spot and get on top of the podium. He's running out in front right now.
These are your two leaders, Jesseman, who's your point leader, and Brown, who's right up in there in the top 5 in points as well. And now that's your race going back and forth. Jesseman's sort of sizing him up, but Brown is a very, very tough guy. He's won outdoor championships, so do not expect him to roll over. He's going to fight with everything he's got.
He's been racing here in the Supercross by Daytona, going for the lead. Mike Brown is right there.
And Jesseman gets by, squeaks by on the inside. It's the same timing section where Brown was so strong. He got bit by the same place that he did so much damage on earlier. And also, he can't lose sight of the leaders. He's got to keep in touch. Oh, and Jesseman goes down, coming right across the mechanics area, and he goes to second, now to third. Jesseman comes around. As he comes through the corner, he digs in. As he starts to accelerate, he just loses the front wheel, gets hooked in a rut, and goes down. Just a simple little crash. Really not, I hate to say it's not his fault, but that kind of thing happens. He just lost the front wheel, the knobbies grabbed a little bit, and back he goes. But if he runs the pace that he had earlier, he can catch Brown. There, and so now Branden still has a lot of time. He's pushing hard on Shea Bentley. He's got to keep his momentum going. But Shea's a tough guy. He's not going to let him he's not going to move out of the way in any way, shape, or form for Branden Jesseman.
Jesseman coming up from behind, looking to pull alongside, but Shea Bentley doing a good job. There he is in the air and lands it nicely. Right behind him it is Branden Jesseman. So this is the battle for second position. Brock Sellards not too far behind, hoping perhaps that those two, by racing each other, might slow themselves down a little bit. Back at Daytona, your leader is Mike Brown, but behind him things are changing quickly as side by side goes Shea Bentley and Branden Jesseman. Jesseman pulled ahead. Now he's got a couple of lap riders in front of him. He was actually repassed by Bentley briefly, but now is taking the lead and is starting to pull away. His only mission now is to go after Mike Brown, who is 7 seconds ahead of him.
Our race for third place, Shea Bentley has dropped his goggles. That's going to be trouble. Brock Sellards is coming up behind him. So that is the race on the track right now. The first and second have moved out. Their gap between each other, 9 seconds.
Oh, Brown, there's the mistake.
There's the mistake that we were talking about. The same thing, just a simple layover. Let's see what this does for Jesseman. Still doesn't give him enough ground to get on his tail.
One more turn to go as he makes the left. You'll see the finish line jump, and for the first time in the 2003 season, the 125E Supercross, Mike Brown comes home a winner. Yeah, that makes him mighty happy.
Very, very happy. Branden Jesseman, then Bentley, then Sellards. These guys have all put in really, really gritty rides. And my hat's off to Mike Brown. He stayed in the game and never gave up.
So Mike Brown is celebrating. He's going to paint his own personal signature on the big DAY-TONA at Daytona International Speedway.
He also runs that Dale Earnhardt number 3, so a little respect to Dale.
There you go.
Mike, that was an awesome race. Even with mistakes, you still pulled off that victory in fine style.
Yeah, for sure. You know, all I had to do was just ride and try not to make as many mistakes as I did. I was lucky that Branden made a mistake, and, you know, I got some distance on him there, and I made a mistake back there, so I think he gained it back up, and I'm just pumped. This is the biggest win after my national championship 2 years ago, and I just want to keep it going.
The 30 board goes sideways. This is the 125 main event from St. Louis, Missouri. Mike Brown on the inside, but he gets pitched up by Brock Sellards, and Sellards is late getting to the corner. Everyone goes into the SXGP tower, and that causes all kinds of confusion. The pack is all spread out in the back.
Looked like a big pileup. I can't see if any of the top guys were in there, but the hole shot goes number 55, Boniface, and then you see Kelly Smith. He didn't get the hole shot, but he did come through in second.
And Sellards goes down in the corner. Brock Sellards just dropped the bike, fell down sideways. He has it up and right. Unfortunately, it didn't stall out. Boniface continues to lead. So Boniface in first, Smith in second, and Mike Brown in the best position right now, sitting in third.
Yeah, especially because Branden Jesseman did not get that good of a start. He's about 5 spots behind him. Right there you see Brown came in. He just got under Brock Sellards' rear wheel. Mike Brown means business, and if you don't believe it after seeing that, from the outside, we haven't seen that very much. Got to be honest, I'm very impressed by Boniface right now. And here comes Smith on the inside, and he just had a slightly better line down through there. And Kelly Smith, oh, and he punted it right there. He had the lead, overjumped, underjumped, and that was it. Kelly Smith had the lead for just a second.
Well, Steve Boniface was smart. He went to that corner. He knew he was going to cause an accident if he gasped out there, so he held up. Fortunately for him, Kelly Smith had a problem. And here comes Mike Brown on the Kawasaki on the inside. Oh, he pins it. Both men go down.
That
they are locked up.
And now KTM's first and second. Branden Jesseman's moved into third. Mike Brown did not need to make that move out there and going from the outside back in, so it's just a really bad time. And right there, Jesseman gets inside of Branden Metcalf, and now Jesseman's going into second. Branden Jesseman just got a big present because the third place rider, Brock Sellards, went down, and then Mike Brown went down, and Jesseman moves into second. Now can he catch Steve Boniface? Jesseman coming in. He kept going. What's the worst could happen? He could have won. Jesseman got second. He'd had a shot, but right now Jesseman might be able to get some points. And now you see Branden has in fact really closed that gap on the KTM.
Well, it's the Suzuki and the KTM out in front, and Boniface right now, I think, is starting to wonder, do I ride defensively or do I ride offensively? And it looks like he's riding a little too defensively because Branden Jesseman is just biding his time looking for a line, and he's going to make a run on him.
And I think it's going to happen right here. Jesseman goes to the inside. Boniface, wow, that's a surprise. He didn't put up much of a fight.
No, he didn't. That was really surprising. It's like he's trying to just hold him off by choosing different lines. Steve Boniface in second, Kelly Smith in fourth. He wants a piece of the podium. Branden Jesseman is out in front, and Jesseman will take the checkered flag, but we want to keep our eye back here. Jesseman comes through and picks up the victory. Branden Jesseman, your winner in the 125 East main event. Boniface knows who's right behind him. He's going to gas it. Brown just runs out of real estate, and the KTM rider will hold on to second. Mike Brown will get third, holds his hands up. Says, nice racing there, Kelly. You kept me honest for a while. Going sideways. 18 previous visits to Houston with 17 different winners. Who will be tonight? And they're off the line. Well, at the top one, looked like Tiger Lacey, excuse me, might have got the whole shot. And Lacey goes to the front of the pack. Here's a guy who had to battle back through the LCQ, David. And here he is with Brock Sellards in tow and Branden Jesseman behind him. Mike Brown is way in the back.
Yeah, Mike Brown is maybe 15th at best. And it's terrible in terms of the championship because Jesseman is going for second. Now, he's got a pretty good buffer back to the guys that can really challenge him. He's going to have a tough time getting around Sellards, and I expect Lacey to be there for a little while, but I don't think he can match these guys' pace for the whole race. Already, Sellards putting the pressure on Lacey, almost losing the front end of that corner. These guys checking out from the pack already, and Tedesco and Brown are together coming up from behind.
Yeah, and that's going to cause all kinds of problems for Mike Brown. Just getting around Tedesco's a job, but they are back in 10th and 11th place. And look at this, Sellards having problems. Gets past Tiger Lacey. Goes Brock Sellards, but Tiger Lacey comes back hard.
Nice move. That just, you know, when you're a privateer like that, you got a 3-digit number on your bike, and you take it back to the best riders, man. You just all of a sudden gain some respect. You didn't do anything dirty there. You're just racing.
Branden Jesseman currently sitting in third, the overall points leader in the 125 East class. Starting to force the issue just a little bit. Expect him to be patient. He has no reason to gamble on passes like that, but he certainly is going to race hard and not let anyone take advantage of him. Tiger Lacey continues to lead the CRS Team Safety Motorsport Outlet and the racing on board Yamaha.
Jesseman, I was just about to say, Todd, that Jesseman was being too nice. He was just trying to wait, let the race come to him, and he was just getting beat up from behind. He was starting to get passed, and he actually got passed in a way that it took him out. Now he's behind Brown.
Oh, wow.
So for the title, this is great. We're going to see some real racing, and we're going to see what Jesseman's made of. And Jesseman, so there's some valuable points right there if it stays that way. But Jesseman is all over those guys, and he caught him fast.
Very exciting 125 East main event. Our current leader, Brock Sellards. Jesseman trying now to get around Boniface and Brown. This is a great race. It's not like we thought it would be in the back of the pack because this one is 4, 5, and 6. Jesseman moving up, obviously, to 7th position.
Watch Jesseman's line right here. It should pay off. Be able to get out to the inside, and I thought he might be able to block. Now he doubles over this. Man, that was impressive. He went for it right there, and he should be able to get the position back.
Here's your leader. Brown is sitting in 2nd place. It'll be interesting to see what happens when they get together. It's amazing, though, how far back they are because Sellards and Tedesco are just gone.
And what's impressing me is that Sellards has just decided, you know what, I want to win this really bad, and just he's doing whatever it takes. He's just running that front wheel just straight into some of those whoops and just soaking it up.
And Jesseman gets past Mike Brown. And look at this. It looks like Brownie just had a problem there for a second. Jesseman looks over waiting to see some aggressive turns by Brown, and he's just nowhere near to do it. Well, he hasn't won since Atlanta, but this is going to be a sweet victory in the Lone Star State for number 18 on board the Yamaha. Brock Sellards takes the checkered flag in the win in Houston, Texas. And right now, the tension is palpable. Branden Jesseman out of Farmville, Pennsylvania, as the 30 board is up, is on the cusp of securing a 125 East title. Everyone in Michigan wants to see him do it, except Mike Brown. As the 30 board goes sideways, we are set to go racing. This is the 125 East main event.
And Jesseman got a bad start right off the bat. Both he and Brown are mid-pack.
A big pileup on the right-hand side. That slows down a lot of riders, but it's Brock Sellards who emerges first. Brock Sellards gets out in front for the SXGP.com.
And it's perfect because he's got his teammate Tedesco right behind him. And then the hardest guy to pass, Kelly Smith, on the line. Once they realize that Jesseman's in good position and Brown's moved up, there's no way. Maybe Tedesco will take things into his own hands and decide, I want to win this thing.
Well, if you're just joining us, Brock Sellards is your leader. He is in contention for the 125 East title. He's number 18 on board the Yamaha. He's got a teammate, number 52, Ivan Tedesco. Not in contention for a title, but certainly an advocate to have behind him. And then Mike Brown, the man who currently sits in second overall, number 3 on the green Suzuki, just coming into the picture at the top of your screen. He needs to stay in third, and Brock needs to stay out front. More importantly, Branden Jesseman, who is the overall points leader, needs to get in the top 9 position for him to take the title, number 26.
There goes Jesseman by another rider, so he's... I didn't see any panic in him. I thought I'd see some panic. So far, oh, he goes down.
Oh, Jesseman has gone down. Branden Jesseman has gone down, number 26. He's limping just a little bit, but he is not going to stop. Team Sobi Suzuki right now has got to be just panicking.
He lost a lot of position.
Well, I've got Jesseman all the way back to 15th position. For Mike Brown, it couldn't be any worse because Ivan Tedesco, one of the toughest guys to get around. The way he's been riding, for Mike Brown, that's got to be the absolute worst person to have in front of him.
Well, the tough part for Tedesco is that he might have a touch more speed than Sellards. And he's just trying to keep the pressure on him, going, go, buddy, go. Keep Brown off my tail. And he goes for the lead.
Wow, that is surprising.
I don't believe what I'm seeing here.
Well, the reason why, folks, is number 18, Brock Sellards, is in the hunt for the title. Ivan Tedesco is not, and their teammates.
I'll show you a couple places where you can pick up the pace, and then if you need it for the championship, if I get a signal, I'll get completely out of your way at the end and let you have it. You know, just to keep Brown off their tail. So this could prove to be a pretty good strategy.
And for Brock Sellards, number 18, chasing 52, Ivan Tedesco may be the best thing. It's like a carrot out in front.
And it might all be a moot point because Jesseman looks like he might be in position.
Branden Jesseman has moved up to 8th position. We do have a rider down right now on the inside lane. That's going to slow traffic down just a little bit.
Yeah, Jesseman is, oh, what a, man. Yeah, I think what they're looking at now is that Jesseman has moved his way up into position to be the champion. He's got to be pretty nervous.
Well, the folks next to us in the Suzuki booth are feeling pretty confident. They don't look like they're panicking.
Yeah, now they realize that, okay, Jesseman's doing what he needs to do. It looks like the title will belong to him. All right, Ivan, if you want to win this thing, go for it.
And you know what?
Oh, and Sellards' bike just quit.
Sellards just plows into him. Sellards goes down. Mike Brown just plows into the side of him. Sellards' bike is just exuding smoke right now. Mike Brown is dead in the water.
I don't believe it.
Brown anything could happen.
Brown was totally committed, and Sellards, just the bike just stopped, it smoked, it just completely blew up, and he fell to his right in Brown's line. Unbelievable. Well, now Jesseman's coming by him right now. Look at this.
Branden Jesseman's got to be looking at him going, wait a second, weren't you leading a moment ago? Well, we said it, folks. Anything can happen as we look at this one more time.
Now watch number 18. Watch the smoke coming off his bike. About 2 more whoops. You'll see it just blow up. And he loses his balance, falls over. Here comes Brown.
Oh, he took it right in the back of the leg.
Yeah, Sellards, he walked over and sat down, and I don't think he's feeling very good right now. He got plowed. You know, I mean, if he hadn't got a win like this, I don't think he could be on the starting line in Vegas feeling like, hey, I got a shot. Now Metcalf's bike is looking like it's let go right in front of the starting line. Man, what is going on here?
Brett Metcalf on the backside, number 123. His bike is starting to smoke. And and he goes down right into the tough locks.
He didn't realize his bike was letting go. And as a white flag flies for Tedesco, I don't believe I saw that.
Well, Ivan Tedesco continues to lead on the backside. We can tell you that Brett Metcalf is in serious problems right now.
Little triple and landed sort of on the bike and flew off to the side. I hope he's okay.
Well, this is the final lap for Ivan Tedesco. Give him credit. He has stayed out of harm's way. His Yamaha has run perfectly.
Here comes Ivan. His first win, a nice whip. Congratulations, Ivan, man, you earned it. Kelly Smith stayed up there, hangs on to second ahead of Brown. But this last lap must have seemed like an hour for Branden Jesseman.
Well, Ivan Tedesco is the happiest man right now as he's on the infield with all his team. Very happy indeed. They will win the battle, but the war belongs to number 26 from Farmville, Pennsylvania, Branden Jesseman, the winner of the 125 East Division. A job well done, David. He didn't panic. He went down twice. He dropped all the way back to 15th, and he just patiently worked his way up. Unfortunately,
I'm not even sure if he realizes he won the championship. He doesn't act like it. I mean, it's the weirdest feeling when it's that close. They're going, hey, you won.
I think it's bittersweet. I think he just wanted to win.
He's like, I did? Doesn't feel like it. There's a little smile in there.
Well, check it out. Hot sauce. Ivan Tedesco winning the battle. His first ever Supercross win. What is going through your mind right now?
Man, you know, I've been waiting for this for like 3 years, you know, and I work hard. Man, I'm just glad to finally win one and, win one for Boost Mobile. And, I'd just like to thank the Lord Jesus Christ for keeping me safe out there. And, all my sponsors, Boost Mobile, Yamaha, Troy, Thor, Smith Goggles, Dunlop Tires, and, my mom and dad, my girlfriend, just everybody that has anything to do to get me where I'm at, you know.
Well, he didn't win the battle tonight, but he won the war. Branden Jesseman, your 125 East Coast champion, Branden. It looks like the emotions have taken over.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I've been working really hard for this, and I just can't thank everyone enough. My mom, dad, Suzuki. I mean, my mechanic, James. Without them, I definitely wouldn't be able to do it.
We can tell the pressure's been on. You've been thinking about it. What about the race? I mean, all season long, you've had great races. Some of them just coming to you so easy. Was tonight the longest 15 laps of your life?
Oh, I mean, it was so long. I got a bad start, and I made a lot of rookie mistakes, but at least I came away with the championship. It couldn't get better than that.
Well, for sure, this guy had me on pins and needles. Everybody at home probably bit their fingernails off, but check it out. The champ is here, Branden Jesseman, #1.